Morning. This is John G. Presco, and this is a Midnight Worry Show. Trying to get a good, guess I'll move up here. Okay. Wow, how dramatic, huh? Got the red ball of nuclear gloom hanging over us. This is the page is running away from the Trumpite cultist insurrectionists who he had stormed the Capitol building, and these are the pages taking the electoral votes out of the darkness. They tried to capture those and burn those to the hill here. And you bet your Jesus that Putin was rooting for every one of the insurrectionists that his buddy Donald Trump sent down Pennsylvania Avenue, because Putin wanted Donald Trump to destroy NATO. No doubt of it. Get America out of NATO, stop funding it. He stopped funding the Ukraine. He's doing this for Putin. Fox News is still doing it for Putin. Fox News has been carrying on a anti-youth European revolution in the United States of America and empowering the evangelical cult, end-time rapture cult, to keep the youth of America from uniting with the youth of Europe. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. I was so close to saying what I'm saying now. I was so close to this truth. And a lot of people know it and knew it and have said nothing. When the Russian White House fell in 1993, Clinton was president. The young, eyed for the youth, Clinton was president. Did he emphasize what this meant? Did he say this is a good chance now for the youth in America to unite with the youth of Europe and to create a new world together? No, he did not. Did his wife say, hey, this is one of the greatest days in the history of the modern world, the absolute end of the Cold War, that Hillary and Bill grew up in? They're my age, they're my peers. Did they say we're going to have a week-long celebration in America? We're going to be sending plane loads back and forth of European youth to travel around the cities of America and in the South, and to tell the ignorant, backward teenagers of Kentucky and Mississippi that there is another big, wide world out there. And why don't you join it? Why don't you put down your Confederate flags, all this hogwash that these evangelical ministers have been handing you? And hey, we're giving away free tickets to go here. Would you like to go, stay in Czechoslovakia in one of the Schwarzenberg castles and learn a different culture? And this could have been going on the other way. Just flying a battleship, an aircraft carrier, and 500 modern new jets. They could have jetted a lot of European youth to America to attend our universities for free. There could have been a united culture coming together. Why didn't they do that? Who prevented that? Now, it's 4:20 in the morning, a.m. And I just heard about the Pan-European Picnic that began by Otto von Habsburg, whose mother, Empress Zita, sent that large painting I stand in front that's at the Schnitzer Museum, right over here at the University of Oregon campus. That's Empress Zita with all the Habsburgs, and her son was Otto von Habsburg, and they had what they call the European Picnic. I never heard of it. How did I miss it? Karl von Habsburg was there, and other European leaders. They held a picnic in the Hungarian-Austrian border, and like 300 captured Europeans fled to freedom from the Soviet Union. That was the beginning of it, people. Can you imagine that before then there was a world where young people were not allowed to travel around freely, were not allowed to go visit other countries, were held prisoner behind the Iron Curtain, where they were told to think a certain way, behave a certain way, don't protest, love your authoritarian leaders, do not think for yourself, do not think you are free, do not think you are a citizen of the world. You will obey your Big Papa. Big Papa is watching you. Big Papa Putin. We're watching the end of that as I speak. Hopefully. Because Papa Putin has threatened to nuke all of the NATO nations, United States of America, if it looks like he's going to lose the war. I'll nuke you. How dare you back the Hungarian people and army who are beating my ass, defeating my superhuman troops who invaded a sovereign nation? How dare you? I'm going to nuke you. I'm going to nuke you in America. Yeah, hands across the water. Yeah, here you come. How dare you? You want to be free. I want to get on an airplane and go to any city in Europe that you want to. You want to go to Russia? Fine. You want to leave Russia, come to the United States? Fine. You want to go to Israel from Russia? Fine. And we're talking about white people, folks. We're not talking about black people being free or having the right to vote down there in Mississippi. We're talking about white people being held prisoner. Millions of them, tens of millions of them. And in 1968, my Czechoslovakian people rose up and they said, we want to be free of Big Papa Putin, or Big Papa Yeltsin, or Big Papa bullshit. And they sent the tanks in, and they crushed the revolution of 1968. So what's Clinton and Hillary concentrating on? Oh, the civil rights. Oh, the 68. You know, the anti-war movement? Did they celebrate the anti-war movement when they became the president and first lady? No. No, they didn't. Why? Why? This is the big question. It's unbelievable how close I have been on my blog to talking the truth and predicting what has transpired. NATO is saying, almost thank God for Putin, because NATO has been strengthened. It was on the ropes. all that Otto von Habsburg had done with the European Union and the leaders of Europe to create NATO was on the ropes. And Donald Trump and his Euro wife were not supporting it. The only thing that they wanted white people to do was be afraid and go to your church and pray that the end time come. Oh, please. Oh, end time. Oh, happy end time. Please come. So the rapture will take me up into the heaven, and then the tribulation will come and destruction everywhere. Oh, God, it'll be so good. The raining down of bombs and terror, the collapse of buildings. Oh, God, they will be wiped out. The European Union. Yay! Yeehaw! Where's my Confederate flag? Go get your Confederate flags, kids. This is it. This is the terror of the neo-Confederate evangelical rapture that was invented in 1740 by John Darby. Not true. It's not a real religion. The Quakers were not following it. The Protestants were not following it in Europe. It was invented in 1740. It's a fake terrorist religion. I've been telling you that. And it pitted all the young people of the red states against all the young people of the north states. There's, Clintons, What were they pushing? They knew that the hippies that had grown old had voted for them, put them in office. They knew what they wanted. They'd gone to college. Bill Clinton was a Rhodes Scholar. Did he put anything together that looked like a pan-European United States culture exchange? No. Why? Because that's what we're on the verge of doing right now. Right now. And I've been pushing for it on my blog. And everybody goes, I don't know him. He's crazy. That's a crazy man. Woo, he hates Jesus and hates the rapture. I'm going to go kill his cat, kick his cat. No, I am right. I've been right. Thank God for NATO. Thank God for Lizinski for making the stand. Otherwise, the depression of the young people, we're talking 18, 19, 20-year people, white people, the depression of the young white people in this world would continue. Oh, yeah. You don't want to be associated with the hippies or the Beatles. It was the Beatlemania that brought down the Iron Curtain. You don't want to smoke pot or take LSD. You want to wave the Confederate flag around. And go to church and pray that the Soviet crazy people drop nuclear weapons on your head. That's what you want to do, you young Americans, the most powerful country in this world. You want to be afraid every day of your life. %63% of Americans right now fear they're going to be nuked by what's going on over there in Europe. By a crazy man. Putin. Putin was a young thug that grew up in the streets of Leningrad. And he started getting into politics and he became Yeltsin's right-hand man. Yeltsin was a drunk, alcoholic, vodka addict. And when the Russian youth would didn't want to go to war in Afghanistan. They didn't want to fight bin Laden and the terrorists, Afghanistanis, before they were real terrorists. They beat the Russian army after several years of them fighting. And they wanted to listen to Beatle music. And they wanted to buy guitars and play the guitar. And they wanted to smoke a little marijuana. And they wanted to buy blue jeans. Who knew this? The CIA? You think the CIA knew this? How about Bill Clinton and his wife? Did they know what brought down the Iron Curtain? It's 18, 19, 20-year-old Russians, men, and their women wanted to imitate the hippie, the United States. They wanted to be like me. I'm one of the original hippies. Born in Oakland, partied in San Francisco with Nancy Hammond at the Nancy Yogurt. It's here in Springfield Creamery. See, they knew. They knew that all of the young people in Europe wanted to unite with all the young people in America and create something wonderful. And the Iron Curtain. They wanted to have the European picnic. European Union picnic that Otto von Habsburg started. That was all the white people of the world, and most of them are in Europe and the United States, would be having the European picnic. Now, who wouldn't want that? Oh, how about the military, the United States military, industrial complex? They wouldn't want peace, would they? They didn't want all the white people in Europe to be one nation, all the way into Russia, all the way to the edge of the Chinese border in Tibet, all the way into Tibet. They didn't want the white people to be united. They wanted to be at each other's throats. See, because that got white people to pay taxes to pay for battleships, aircraft carriers, fancy mega smart jets and smart bombs, and white young people to be afraid and to go to war. Every time they say, oh, look, we want to go to one of those people. Oh, look at Saddam Hussein's got anthrax and making nuclear weapons. Let's go over there, you young white people, and kill those people. Okay. Boy, it's better than sitting home and being nuked, or be afraid of nuke, or be afraid of the end times. Let's go get the evil one over there. Is this making sense to you now? And China goes, geez, they knew. They knew what was being done to white people in the world. They're being riled up, turned into violent savages with the help of the evangelical church. Pat Robertson, Buchanan, all them right-wing Christians who have taken over the Republican Party to make sure the young white people never unite. They brought us to the edge of the Civil War of fear and loathing. They divided our country, and they love it. Those ministers sit there. Look at them. They got the Confederate flags in the back of their big trucks, and they're heading over to Washington with their semis. Yeah, Jesus, do it for Jesus. There will be no peace on earth. Here's your peace, you lying, evil, sons of bitch ministers for the evangelical heresy. Get out of my party. My family founded the Republican Party, and they were socialists. They were a bunch of crazy, evil Jesus freaks who have kept white people at each other's throat since the end of World War II. They didn't want peace in Europe. They didn't want the unification of white people. They wanted to divide them because they did not have the answers. They could not answer the questions that theologians were finding out in the Bible, that it was flawed, that the teaching of Jesus was obscure. To keep white people against white people guaranteed you'd have half of the white people going to church and the other half trying to be free, trying to think for themselves, because the truth will set you free, and you're hearing it. It's time to have the Pan-European Picnic in the United States, in Czechoslovakia, in Europe, in England, and France, and Finland, and Spain. It's time that white people unite. Peace, brother. Peace.